Hi, this is Summer with Summer's Tips and Stitches, and this is a yarn chat video. I wanted to show you a few projects I've been working on, and a purchase I made, and then, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So well, first I want to remind you, I do have a giveaway running. I'll put a link in the description to the video. It is for a Crochet Society box. You need to comment on the giveaway video, not this video. Also want to let you know that I am pulling the winner on the 20th, which is tomorrow. And in the sad world that we live in, some people are creating fake accounts and putting in everybody's comment, replying to pretty much everyone that they are the winner. So I just want to remind you, if you've seen that, and I've tried my best to delete them and report them, that I make a video announcing who the winner is. I will, of course, put a comment on the person that won, but I have very different directions than what that person put. And so it would be clear to you that it is a winning video. So I'm sorry for all those that got very excited about that. The winner will be announced in a video, and then on that day, on the 20th, is when I will tell that one person their winner. And it will be a very specific message that a fake person could never copy. Okay, so I have been working out of this pattern book. My goal is to probably make every pattern in here. I've made quite a bit, as you can see already. Well, maybe not. I can't reach them. I made the sunflower for my daughter. I made an ice cream cone. I made, it's supposed to be a popsicle, but I changed it to be like a little creature instead. I made the cloud. I actually made that ice cream cone. I made a triple stack ice cream cone. So I really love these patterns. To me, they're very reminiscent of Mariah Elizabeth's channel, and she paints squishies. She glues them, paints them together, and they're very cute like this. So I've made this 3-stacker ice cream cone and made a double stacker ice cream cone. You can kind of see right there in the back of that video, that little teal guy. He was a popsicle, but I just didn't like, oh, he was supposed to look like this, kind of. I didn't like the look of that little stick, so I gave him little arms and legs instead. So I've just been slowly working my way through here. So the next project I decided to make out of here is the French fries, which are right here on the book. This was a super easy project. This is the first one that I made. There's a little fry bag and a bunch of fries. I actually ended up making 2 of these, which you can't tell because my daughter has indeed stolen it. She saw this, she thought it was super cute, she wanted her own, she took it, so then I had to make another one. The pattern calls for 7 fries, but I made more just until the yarn ran out. For this specific one and the one that my daughter stole, I pretty much exclusively used the Crochet Society yarn that I got in my Crochet Society boxes. Bella Coco has this Bella DK. And this yarn came from this box. And this is actually the project that I got featured in the Crochet Society pattern book. So I used the yarn that I had left over. I ordered, I want to say maybe 2 more of these, because Crochet Society will have on their website past boxes for sale at a reduced cost. So I ordered a couple more because this came with 6 skeins of yarn in it. This one, this darker one, this peachy one, this white one, a couple of these. And so because it came with so much yarn, I did order 2 past boxes of it. And that is what I made the bulk of this guy out of. This was the Crochet Society yarn. It was actually that pink one I just showed you. And I think that came out of that same box. This one was, and this one was too. So that is where the yarn came for this. It's super cute, very easy pattern to follow. You start with a chain, you kind of make this oval spiral, and then you create this little fry container. The nice thing about this pattern is it's not closed off, so you can just embroidery the mouth and the eyes, put those on, and then the fries. So I made 2 of these. They probably took me a couple hours if people weren't interrupting me. So I'll put that there. The next one that I made, I started doing this cupcake bear. If I can find it real easy. I always think I'm going to bookmark the pages. And then my daughter, the cute thing that she is, she'll see this and she'll be like, oh, I want you to make me this, this, and this. And then she'll take my bookmarks and move it. So this is the next guy that I tried. Now, when I started that little cupcake bear, I started using the Bella Coco DK. And I didn't have any kind of brown or tan color to do the bear in. So I had to abandon this part of it and start all over again. No, I know. But I mean, this is only one little part. And so this is the finished bear. The really cool, now if you can see, he is crooked. If his legs are straight, the poor guy is looking off in that direction. But if you hold him like that, this, after making this, you then make this head and then you sew the 2 pieces together. But before I did that, I did his eyes and mouth and nose, or hers. Give her little cheekies. I really love the whipped cream and strawberry on top. The ears are very simple. Sewing the pieces together is always my terrible part. I don't know what happens. Like I pin everything on, everything's straight, and then when I start sewing, I think I must pull it or stretch it too far in one direction. But he's just sitting there looking off to the side. The thing that I wanted to show you is the bottom, because he can sit flat. But in order to do that, my trick has been, I take plastic canvas. I kind of trace or measure the outside of what this would be. And then I cut out a square. And then once I've cut out the square, I trim it until it's kind of an oval. And then I take the tail that from starting, and I sew it into place. And then that gives it a nice firm base. It talks about using a piece of cardboard. And the only reason why I'm reluctant at that is if at any point you actually were going to need to wash, possibly, because I mean, I used all acrylic yarn. It can go in the washer. You might lose your safety eyes though. I'm not sure. I recommend using the plastic canvas. And the thing that I like about doing this is that I have the holes to sew it in place, right? And then I can make it the size that I want. I got these at a yard sale for 75 cents. I don't know how much these cost in real life to know if that's a deal or not, but there was actually a 4th one on there, but I've used it up. And so I got 3 full sheets of this for 75 cents at a yard sale, just down the street from my house. So that is what I use on the base of these. There's a few projects in here in this book that they have you, if you want to make it actually stand up, like that ice cream cone, or there's some flower pots in here that I made this for my daughter. I changed the coloration of the flower, but in here I put a bottom. This one's actually a little harder because I think you also should put a drinking straw through there. That's an idea I got from one of my knitting buddies. So after I make this, and when I put a drinking straw that goes through, I know I don't close this off all the way. I join it and I put a drinking straw all the way up through there. Or otherwise this is too heavy and it falls over. Okay, so I have been working along through here. My next project that I'm thinking about making is going to be this cactus. I think she's cute. Or there was another one in here that I thought was super cute that I thought about making. Yeah, maybe it was just her. And then there was another one. I want to make that cactus. And I've been contemplating making this piece of cake. But I don't have these exact colors, and I want it to be rainbow. I think I'd have to get a green and maybe a yellow because I'm not really a fan of green and yellows. Okay, so For this little guy here, I used mostly, I love this yarn, or Red Heart. I used my go-to Red Heart Cafe that I use for when I'm making brown skin tones to make this little bear. I use this light blue. I can't remember if this is Karen Simply Soft. It actually came in a swap with no label. It was gone, so it's fine. Yeah. Then I used this pink for the nose and the inner ear. I used this pink. This is, I love this yarn, pink, for the alternating stripe and for her cheekies. What's this one called? Hot Rose. And then obviously I used white, and I actually used a Crochet Society Bella DK for the white. The green was not Karen Simply Soft, but a big Karen 1-pounder. This is actually leftover for Flynn's poncho that I made a couple years ago, and this is all I have left of it. So I used that for the green on her leaf. And then the red is a Crayola cake. They're from Lion Brand, and they had a bunch of Crayolas that had different variations of red. I pulled until I had the dark in order to do the strawberry. Yeah, and so that is all. I used black embroidery floss for the little mouth, and I love this little guy. I always think I want to use them for prize bins, but I'm going to tell you what, I just think they're so cute, and they remind me, like I said, of Mariah Elizabeth, and I love watching her channel. I love her squishies. I just can't make them, and so I end up stacking these little guys here. I'm actually probably moving my craft room if I can really push my husband. We have an upstairs sunroom that we use currently for the boys' bedroom, and it's a normal size room. I want my husband to move my craft corner and his computer and bookshelf area so we can share a room up into the craft area, and then I want him to convert this whole basement area into the boys' room. Their computers will be down there, bunk beds will be down here, and all of their things, because they're getting to be big boys, and so that space is kind of small for them to have beds and dressers and chairs and all the crap they have. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for, in which case I want to have a shelf that has all my cute amigurumis. Now, speaking of Mariah Elizabeth, I can't remember the name, and I'm so sorry. Some gal purchased me Mariah Elizabeth's pattern, because Mariah Elizabeth designs squishies. Look at this, poor guy is crooked too. And her mom is a crocheter. So her mom made the patterns for, I want to say this guy's name is Georgie. He's a pineapple duck. And then also for Pickles and Derp, which are two dinosaur characters that she had made into squishies. Well, this is with, I love this yarn and Red Heart. So this is just regular worsted weight yarn. Well, I wanted to make this in a big plushie. So you can take a normal worsted weight pattern like this, and you can use different size yarns to make different sizes of the same character using the same pattern. So for example, this little girl, that cupcake girl, if you can see when I made her little cupcake wrapper out of DK, it's smaller than if I made it out of worsted weight. So I decided I wanted to make a big Georgie. So I had been on the lookout for quite a while for Bernat blanket yarn because I want to make it a soft plushie. I've seen some people, I don't have any links off the top of my head, but it's been in Facebook Reels or on Instagram, who are making all these cute plushies out of Bernat yarn. I made a bunny once a couple years ago, and after that I haven't really made anything since then, but I was like, I'm going to make Georgie. So I've been going to Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, Walmart. Anytime I was in any town that had any of those, I was looking for the yellow Bernat yarn. Couldn't find it. Now my Joann's, I think, sells them either for $8.99 or $9.99, and they didn't have the yellow. So I finally had to break down and order it on Amazon. So I went on to Amazon the other day, and these two skeins of bright yellow were $25. They did not give me the option to buy one of them. It was 2 for $25. So it is a little bit more than the $9.99. Obviously, shipping and handling is covered because we have Amazon Prime. And then it was brought to my house within 2 days. Now, I also need orange for his, for Georgie's feet and beak. So I ordered 1 skein. I did get the option of 1 skein of orange. That will be coming today, I believe. Sadly, I can't find any green for this Bernat. Now, they list they have a green, but this is not the same kind of green. That's kind of like a pea green. So I think what I'm going to be doing in order to do his hair, because it needs to be a bulky yarn or the pineapple thingies that are coming out of his head, is I think I'm going to look for another just chunky yarn, whether it be Lion Brand Hometown or whether it be Bernat Velvet. I'm going to look for one of those greens. So hopefully I can find something either at Joann's. I'm going to go to Joann's or Hobby Lobby today and see what they have. And then I'm going to just look on Amazon. The hard thing is Amazon, you have to have, you know, you can't just type in green yarn. I mean, you could, but I did look on Joann's online, and they were sold out of the bright yellow. They just had a icky kind of creamy colored that was kind of yellow. I don't want to say pale yellow because it wasn't even that. So that is my next project. My next project is going to be making Georgie with the Bernat blanket yarn and hopefully see how big and cute he looks. This is all I have left of the yarn that I used for the fries, for the fry container. I maybe could make one more, but I finished a full skein to make those French fries out of the 2 that I made. None of my other kids seem to really want one, and so I don't really need to make a 3rd fry. I don't know what I'll do with this leftover yarn. But that has been what I am working on. What are we at? Beginning of July is what I've been working on. 2 fries, Cupcake, and trying to order the yarn for Georgie. Yeah, I don't think I have too much else going on. I probably should start working on a few more hats. I really should. Like I said, I'm starting to get ahead of time. As of right now, loosely, it looks like I might have 19 or 20 kids in my class next year, which is a good number. Well, 19 is a terrible number because it's prime, you guys. If you have 20, you can do 2 groups of 10, 10 groups of 2, 4 groups of 5, 5 groups of 4. When you have 19, there is nothing that you can do. It's a terrible number. 21 is okay, not great. 3 groups of 7, pretty much where you're at there. I don't know. So I'm really hoping for a good divisible number. 18 or 20. 22 also terrible number. 2 groups of 11, 11 groups of 2. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking about. Also, I want to remind you that I've started another YouTube channel, Summer's Tips and Teaching. If you wanted to pop over there, in the description will be a link to that channel. Just subscribe. It'd be really helpful if you subscribed, even if you don't watch it as much. I'm fun in the videos. It's the same me, just I'm talking about tips and teaching. So yeah, the links in the description will be to the giveaway video, so you can comment that you agree to the rules and get a chance. There's only 1 day left. Hopefully I can get this up pretty straight away today. There'll be a link in the description to, I guess, to my new channel. And of course an Amazon link if you're interested in purchasing anything for yourself, an affiliate link. So it just kind of helps out. It gives, actually, to be honest, a good part of that, I had used some of my Amazon money to buy that yarn. Yeah, and then there is a link to a wish list. Some people like to send gifts for school. A lot of you find your own combination of things. You run off to the Dollar Tree or Five Below and hand pick a few things. I've always appreciated it. And the kids love. One gal once sent us these little pens with fluffies on them. I call them the Truffula pens. The kids love those. And they spend 5 tickets to use those pens on their work. But also, if you didn't know, I do have that Amazon link if there's something on there that you thought, oh, I wanted to buy for school. I do have that there, because sometimes it's hard to think of things off the spot, off the top of your head, when somebody emails and said, I'd like to buy something for your classroom. But yeah, don't feel like you have to. I just put that out there because some people do ask, because we have a bunch of loving, kind, generous people in the world. We do. Especially yarny people. We love making things for people, and we love giving things to people. All right, you guys, that is all for this yarn chat. I'm slowly making my way through that Too Cute Amigurumi. I can put a link in my description to this. This book is so easy. Sometimes amigurumis are hard and overwhelming, but so far, everything that I've made out of here has been pretty easy, except, I'm going to tell you, the one thing that just pushed me over my limits. I was very fussy. Here we go. Are these little legs. I know. They were so small because this part wasn't bad, but look at how skinny that gets. And this gal puts those little legs on the rainbow and on the raindrop. And I will tell you, those little legs were real tough. I mean, I could do it, but it was just like, you're doing 5 stitches in the round in single crochet. And it was smaller than I appreciated. All right, thanks for watching and subscribing. Thanks for liking and sharing my videos. And until the next video, happy crafting. Bye.